Today I wanted to share an interesting case with you just to illustrate how important prevention is. So to make a long story short, I'm going to show you the results of a family member that I just got back. This specific family member is very young, strong, has absolutely no symptoms. And the only reason he agreed to get his blood work done is because I continually nagged him. Again, remember, no symptoms, feeling great, everything fantastic. Let's look at the results. So this is one of my favorite panels that I run, and I really like looking at it because it gives you so much information. So first of all, if you look at these guys, these are markers for genetic predisposition to celiac disease. And you know how hard it is to get people motivated to stop eating bread? Well, my family is no exception. He has one gene that's positive for the celiac. So what that means is this person is very likely to develop celiac disease. And he is already having some IgA, which what that means, it's intestinal inflammation. So this is a huge red flag. And for those of you who don't know what celiac is, it's an autoimmune condition that's triggered by gluten, and it basically decimates your small intestine. And if you don't take care of it, it can lead to some really, really serious consequences. Then we start looking at some other markers. So you can see here ApoB and APO1. These are two lipoproteins that are very important when you're trying to prevent heart disease, as well as this one, homocysteine, which usually does not get looked at if you go for your routine testing. They are, by the way, much more predictive of inflammation and problem with arteries and heart disease than your regular cholesterol. His cholesterol is a little bit on the higher side. This I honestly don't care about. I'm much more concerned about these markers right here. Now this is where it gets really interesting. So I want to remind you, young, strong, exercises a lot, very, very athletic. And all of a sudden, look what I'm seeing. His hemoglobin A1C is 6.4. So we are basically moving into diabetic range, not just even pre-diabetes, diabetes. And then another scary part is liver enzymes, extremely elevated and high bilirubin. So this is markers of extreme liver inflammation. And then if you look down here, these two are for the kidneys. So the kidneys are suffering as well. So what the heck? No symptoms, liver's inflamed. And remember, when these guys start to go up, what that means is your liver cells, hepatocytes, are actually falling apart. So this is pretty serious. So as I'm looking at this, trying to figure out what the heck is happening here, I go down one more row and look what I'm seeing. Monocytes. These are specific immune system cells that are responsible for response to a virus. So the body generates them when you have a viral infection. And the monocytes are extremely elevated. So what is this telling me? That's telling me that most likely this is some form of hepatitis. Hepatitis is not just the viral like hepatitis C or hepatitis A or U, whatever. Hepatitis can just refer to liver inflammation, but in this case, it looks like it's caused by a virus. And going back a few months, I remember that he had an extremely nasty case of COVID. We got him over it pretty quickly. However, what I think happened, COVID activated a hepatitis virus. The interesting thing here, if I did not run this blood test, none of us would have any idea that this is even an issue. And the thing is that if you just leave it alone, you might or might not have symptoms. But the problem is if the body doesn't resolve it, this is the first step to fatty liver. And I don't know if you know, but fatty liver disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, has become epidemic. I'm seeing more and more young people that are being diagnosed with it. And so everybody's wondering, well, what the heck? Where's this coming from? Well, part of it, yes, it's diet related. You know, if you're eating a lot of junk food, if you're drinking high fructose corn syrup, that's why I hate soda so much, of course, you're more likely to develop it. However, do not discount viral infections, and especially with COVID being on the scene now, it can cause all kinds of nasty effects in the body. So if you truly care about prevention and understanding where you're at, look into running more extensive panels. Dig, look for your celiac gene, look for homocysteine. I really like assessing your B9, B12, and vitamin D status. And those tests shouldn't just be done once in a blue moon. Ideally, those tests should be done at least twice a year. And the most important thing, you get to prevent serious issues that could end up costing you thousands and thousands and thousands, if not more. And of course, lost energy, lost time, lost health, lost wages. List goes on and on.